Jeremy, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you.
Great to have you here, and Scale Venture Partners is a great firm.
Yes, I agree. I've stuck around for 3.5, 4 years, so totally would testify to that.
Yeah, they make some great investments and great investors. So I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit about what you like to invest in at Scale.
Yeah, so I mean, Scale is broadly focused in the business software world. I personally spend a lot of my time at the application side. More specifically, I spend time in vertical software, so looked at construction and trucking. I've spent time in the world of AI applications, and have spent some time in the world of frontier tech, like drones and autonomous vehicles.
Okay. And what do you think's wrong with banking as it is at the moment, and what would you like to see change?
Well, I think I just start with the premise that, I think banking kind of approval rates of their customers is one of the lowest of any industry in possible. So you say, well, if the customers aren't happy, why aren't they happy? So they're not happy because the fees that they're earning on their deposits aren't high. The fees that the banks are charging them unfairly and not in a transparent manner are disappointing. And I think kind of my generation, the younger generation, says to themselves, do I need a bank, or can I bundle a bunch of services provided by third-party FinTech providers to create the banking experience? I mean, I'm not walking into a bank branch. Why do I support the idea of a branch if I can just get, a lending solution through one product, or a cryptocurrency solution through a different product, or foreign exchange services through a third? So I'm saying to myself, the value of the bank as an integrated full stack is not what I want. I want the value of the individual services.
I agree. And what's your wish list for the future? How would you like it to look like in the future?
I mean, for me, I just start with the premise that I want to know what's going on with my accounts, and transparency is super important to me. So I've spent some time recently looking into the world of chatbots and voice and how that's being used in the banking system. So Bank of America just released a product, Erica, that has 1 million users just in 2018. And I like the idea of being able to query in natural language and voice. I don't want to call a customer service agent and ask if my check cashed. I don't want to ask why something was delayed. I just want the answer in front of me. And if voice and speech and kind of conversational interfaces can provide that, I'm all ears and I'm looking for that. To be very honest, no offense to Bank of America, I don't think Erica is a great product. So as an investor, I've been spending the last couple of months saying, are there startups that can provide this as a service to banks?
Interesting. Yeah, that would be much more efficient, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
And the worst thing is when you open a bank account, because I just closed down my corporation last year and opened a new one, and every check that came into my Chase account, they froze my account every time. And then they told me it was because it was a new account.
And also, I think it's not only because it's a new account, it's because your bank isn't comfortable understanding your identity. So one of the things that we've said is we actually invested in software to help banks manage identity. Because if banks are more comfortable knowing who you are right when you're going to open an account, well, then they can automatically let these services happen. So we actually invested in a company called Socure, who is saying rather than each bank build out a fraud model and an identity model, can a third-party service provide that?
I had the founder of Socure come in last year or the year before, 2017.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we like him, and clearly we like the product because we made an investment in January.
That's really great. So definitely they could clean up their acts, and thank you very much for that feedback. I think this is going to be a fascinating panel. Thanks so much for coming.
Appreciate it. Thank you.